Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I've been quite busy, that's why I've not done any videos recently. Today I'm going to be cooking a fish. It's a silver pomfret. First of all, I'll show you the ingredients and I'll show you the process of cooking the fish. So, I'll start with the dried spices first. Got a few dried fenugreek seeds, a couple of bay leaves, got some dried fenugreek leaves, just a pinch. Got one marinated, chopped up silver pomfret. All I've used is half a teaspoon of turmeric, half a teaspoon of chilli and half a teaspoon of salt to marinate it. I'm going to fry the fish. Also, I'm going to be using a few cloves of garlic chopped up, one whole tomato. I'm going to use at least a couple. So I've used one for the sauce. And here I have one small onion, a medium onion chopped up finely, and here half an onion grated, and this is a few red and green chilies mixed. You can just use green chilies. I had the red chilies, that's why I've got the red chilies. Right, the spices that I'm going to be using is a teaspoon and a quarter turmeric, about half a teaspoon of coriander, quarter of a teaspoon of cumin, quarter of a teaspoon of mustard powder, 1.5 teaspoon of chili powder. Also, I'll be using some oil and some water, some salt. Without further ado, let's get cracking. Let's cook. Okay, so my pan's ready. I'm going to be adding at least 2 chef spoons of oil. That's just plain vegetable oil. I'm just going to let the oil heat up a little bit. Pan's hot, so I'm going to take that long. I'm going to add the dry spices now, the whole dried spices, apart from the kasuri methi. A lot of people are scared of cooking fish. It's simple if you know the process of cooking the fish. I mean, all in all, maybe 20 minutes, if that, for the fish to cook through. So just let that cook through, and then we're going to add the rest of the ingredients. You can see the fenugreek is cracking away. You don't want to burn the fenugreek, it tastes really bitter if you burn it. So once it goes slightly brown like it is now, what you do is add your garlic. let the garlic cook through. You want the garlic slightly brown, not too much. It's going to cook with the onions. Now I'm going to add the onions, chilies and my grated onions. This is going to take about 5-10 minutes to cook through, and we'll leave that. We'll get on to frying the fish. So just use your fingers. There's the marinated fish. Bismillah. The fish will take just a couple of minutes each side. All you want to do is not to cook through it 100%, about 70%, just to take away the rawness or smell of the fish. If it was a fresh fish, not frozen, I would have just put it in as it was, but because it's frozen, I need that smell of the fish gone. And silverpomfrit is really firm fish, nice fish as well. Not much bone in it at all. It's a really tasty fish. You can cook it any way you want and it will taste really nice. So there you go. We'll come back to it when it's done. Okay everyone, welcome back. It's been about 8 minutes since I put the onions on. And what I've done is added the fenugreek leaves and a teaspoon of salt into the onions. And let it cook for a couple of minutes, and then added about half a cup of water to the onions. It's gone nice and mushy and caramelised. So to this I'm going to add my mixed spices. Bismillah. And you can see the fish is cooking away nicely, it's done. So I'm going to turn off the gas. Just increase the heat a little bit on the fish sauce. Make sure you don't burn the sauce. Can you see the deep red golden colour? I'm going to cook it for about a minute like this and add the chopped tomato and let it cook away for another 3-4 minutes, or until the oil separates from the onions, and then we'll come back to it then. So I'll see you in a bit. Okay everyone, it's been about 2 or 3 minutes. As you can see, the oil has separated from the onions and the sauce. So to that I'm going to add a tiny bit of water. Bring that to a boil. Then carefully I'm going to add the fried fish. See that? So now, yeah, just be very careful not to break the fish. Okay. Reduce the heat. Cover the fish with the sauce and let it cook through into the fish. Let the spices cook through into the fish. Leave that for a couple of minutes. Cover it up. Just move the pan a little bit like this. You don't have to stir it with a spoon, because if you do that you're going to break the fish. There you go. So we'll come back to it in about 2 minutes. Right, it's been a couple of minutes. My fish, as you can see, it's nicely coated and the spices have cooked through into the fish. So what I'm going to do, add maybe a cup of water. What I've done here, the fish that I've fried in the pan, I put about 1.5 cups of water and reduced it down to about a cup. I'm just going to add that in there. Take all the, get all the flavour off that pan where the fish has been frying. What I'm going to do, a tiny bit more water and let it cook slowly. I'm going to add another tomato just before I take it off the heat. So we'll see you when it's done. Okay everyone, my curry is almost done. Well, I'm going to add the tomato. I've added half of it already. I'm just going to add the rest of it now and reduce the heat. I'm going to add the coriander to the curry. There you go. You can cook king prawns like this as well, or any type of fish. Make sure you don't break it, that's all. Use this recipe, you'll love it. And you could add vegetables to it, to the curry, and that's the pot. I've not added anything, I just like wanted a fish bhuna. So just going to reduce the heat and leave it for 5 to 10 minutes, and I shall see you later. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment on my channel please if you like this stuff. If you do get stuck on anything, please comment or send in your questions and I will do my best to answer them for you. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.